Imagine being able to pull up your cell phone and point the camera towards the field, and augmented reality will have arrows pointing to your favorite players, pulling up stats right alongside those particular players, being able to have some type of interactivity along with the game.
All right, hello and welcome everybody to Get in the Hole with Tech-Gofer. I am your host, Nick Mulholland, and today I'm very excited to have Charles Harris Jr. from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Charles was kind enough to join us at one of our events a couple months ago out in Tampa, and we had some good conversations, and now he's with us today. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, as our viewers are starting to understand, I'm sure, being that this is our third episode, the first segment is, what are we drinking today? So, Charles, I know that really you're at work. What's your favorite libation these days and why?
My favorite has to be bourbon. I'm a big bourbon fan. My favorite right now is rye bourbon. Particularly, I don't know if you've heard of Nearest. That's a pretty good one. I do particularly like a good old fashioned as well. So that would probably be my drink of choice.
There you go. Well, I'm exhausted after 4 days of drinking all sorts of stuff on a golf trip, but just for appearances, I do have a Four Peaks Brewing Bad Birdie Golden Ale.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's what we're drinking today.
Very nice.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and just give your bio for everybody that doesn't know you. Charles Harris Jr. is an accomplished IT leader with a strong background in technology and business management. He has extensive experience in overseeing IT operations, strategic planning, and organizational development, helping businesses leverage technology for growth and efficiency. Currently, he's the VP of IT for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he oversees day-to-day IT operations and develops technical solutions to meet the needs of the organization. Yeah. Anything that you'd like to add?
No, that's pretty much the job there, is leveraging technology to enhance organizations, and that's exactly what I do.
Well, let's jump into it. So as I was kind of looking at your LinkedIn profile, your previous IT leadership job, it looked like seemed to be very big. There was 40 locations across different states. And I think at the event we had talked about, at the end of the day right now in your job, how many folks do you manage? A couple hundred to 200 to 300, is that correct?
No, currently where I'm at, we have a team of 8 that we have that do all this. So I have a lean and mean team that really does some great work. We're a team of 8. We manage the technology here, our practice facility, as well as at Raymond James Stadium. So it's a small team, but we have that do all this. So I have a lean and mean team that really does some great work. We're a team of 8. We manage the technology here, practice facility, as well as Raymond James Stadium. It's a small team, but they're very good.
Yeah, so I was curious, I know that you're obviously a football fan, a sports fan. What made you want to take such a different position within, IT leadership? Because again, that other company, just a very, very different operation than what this is. So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
I do like to tell people technology is technology everywhere. It's just how you use it, what you choose to do with it. I have found it in this environment with the NFL, the usage is very different. But I think what gravitated me toward this industry and what I chose to do was the creativity, right? Is, kind of being able to take a solution, technology, and do something unique, do something to help create efficiency, generate revenue, all those great things. And that is here within, the league, whether it's fan engagement and looking at ways to leverage technology to enhance the experience of coming to a football game, or just the back office and helping people in their day-to-day jobs. It offers exactly what I look for within my work and being able to use the level of that creativity within this environment.
Nice. So I must ask, it was one of the questions that I had. How are you utilizing, like what's next? Like what's new and emerging technology in professional sports that either you're trying to bring to the table or that's going to, more or less enhance that client, that customer experience when they come to the games or they're just watching at home?
So there's a bunch of different areas that are starting to emerge, and depending on the club, Some are further along than others.
Mhm.
I know for us in this off season, we're really working on facial recognition biometrics for areas of the stadium for credential scanning, right? Instead of just a badge, you're using something very unique like facial recognition for our
Mhm.
staff to navigate throughout the facility, access to the field, things like that. And that's the like beginning peg of the uniqueness of being able to do that. I know some clubs are evaluating it too, being able to do that for fans to come in. Instead of showing your ticket, you show your face. And now you're
Wow, that's
walking
pretty
through,
cool.
you don't have to pull out a phone, get you in quickly, and kind of evaluating the whole touchless access to resources within the stadium, right? A couple of locations where you can get you a beer, get you some popcorn, not having to pull out your phone. You already have kind of this account and you're connected and it just recognizes you there. And
Nice.
whether it's, access to your phone or access to facial recognition, these are the things that a lot of the clubs, because what we're looking at is trying to create less friction, right? Shorter
Mhm.
lines, quicker access.
Yeah.
There are sections of our stadium now where we do are at your seat, right? And we're expanding those offerings. So now you're able to sit, watch the game, grab your phone out, put in an order, and
Mhm.
somebody comes down and delivers this food right to your seat. So it's about convenience. It's about
Yeah.
kind of the uniqueness of the experience, something to make it more memorable, right? And
Yeah.
it's already enough fun as it is just to go to an NFL game, but now you have these levels of technology that offer the opportunity to kind of drum up those memories and to really have an exciting and unique experience in each one of the facilities that you go to.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love the kind of clear line getting into the stadium that you were talking about with facial recognition. I
Yes.
think it would be very detrimental to everyone's pockets to be able to just go up to any stand and get stuff automatically because you don't know that you're paying $30 a drink or
Right.
$15 a beer. That could go real fast. Good for revenue generating, but that's
Right.
my only concern with that. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I guess just because we're on the topics of kind of emerging technologies, which stadiums do you feel are well ahead of the curve, or even doing some stuff that you guys are considering versus others that are maybe we don't need to bag on the ones that are behind, but just some of the cooler stadiums that you've been out to.
Yeah, so I think it's evolution that kind of happens when you have stadiums that get the opportunity to do that refresh, right? Is Jacksonville's rebuilding. You have the Raiders out in Las Vegas who recently
Mhm.
built their stadium. You have a number, I believe New Orleans is in the process of doing a new stadium. And it's up to people in my position to start dreaming big behind those. Those are the opportunities to really lay down the infrastructure that will propagate you to those next opportunities. In the industry, Wi-Fi is increasing. We're approaching Wi-Fi 7 with all of its opportunities and embrace the connectivity that a facility can offer. So with those opportunities comes the latest, greatest, and the opportunity to put in things like augmented reality, virtual reality, all those cool things that go with that.
Yeah.
And it's out there. Some impressive things that are on the horizon,
Mhm.
and we're always looking here to evaluate that stuff for the Bucks so that we can have a top-notch performance every season.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Is there, I'd imagine, like trade shows for companies that have particular products and services built for arenas and other professional, I guess- so
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
us about
So,
that.
yeah, the most recent one was they usually call it NAB. It's in Vegas, and they will have everything for. I mean, it's not just sports; it's performance. Everything from
Yeah.
cameras to, jumbotrons to, you name it. It's out there.
Yeah.
It's a very big event, and it's just leveraging all that technology and kind of
Mhm.
giving them the opportunity to not only introduce new technology, but even new ways of implementing some of the existing technology in today's, entertainment venues.
Yeah. So your stadium that you're responsible for, is it all types of events? I mean, you're managing, concerts that are coming through, and I mean, just because it's top of mind, I just went to the circus with my little ones here in Phoenix.
Uh,
Um,
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so for ours, we have a relationship with Tampa Bay Sporting Authority, who manages the building and facility in and of itself.
Mhm.
But my team does support the streaming, broadcasting, audio, video for the back end of a lot of those. So,
Okay.
for a concert, they'll have their sound guy, they'll have their video person, but we make sure that they have the proper connectivity. We make sure that access to some of the areas in the facility are given as far as a technology standpoint. And usually we'll have a staff member or two at those events to make sure everything on the back end is working successfully for their staff to perform. But we have our hands in every event that goes
Yeah.
down pretty much there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd have to. I mean, if some sort of incident or whatnot, I mean, you can't have them
Yeah.
touching all of your network and all of that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have to go back actually and ask you about VR because I happened to go get a cell phone and it was the free giveaway. It's very cool. I know that a lot of stadiums are having, like cameras out on the field where you could log in during a game and you can see. Is that still prevalent? Is that a growing thing? Or was it just kind of well, we tried it, it didn't really.
I think it will grow, and a lot of it has to do with the appetite of the fans, right? I think one thing that'll probably catch on a little better is augmented reality
Okay.
and being able to layer kind of a virtual reality layer on top of real time, right? So imagine being able to pull up your cell phone and point the camera towards the field, and augmented reality will have arrows pointing to your favorite players,
Yeah.
pulling up stats right alongside those particular players, being able to have some type of interactivity along with the game. I know
Wow.
that technology is out there and it's kind of making its way around. I'm
Mhm.
not sure of how many football teams have touched on that, but that is definitely an area. Is that augmented reality? Because what you're doing now is you're kind of gamifying information, right? Of course,
Okay.
you can pull up an app and you can look at the stats and you can look at what's going on, but how cool would it be to see that in a very interactive environment where you're pulling it up, touching on a player and seeing
Yeah.
highlights, details, and everything else on that specific player that you see out on the field.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of great ways that I think the augmented reality, because virtual reality is going to be something that in order for virtual reality to be really interactive, you're talking about a headset, you're talking about disconnecting yourself from the real-time game. You come there to watch it, to
Right.
watch the game. But augmented reality keeps you in the event that you're in, but it gives you something to kind of attach or to enhance the entertainment of the live game that you're watching, in
Yeah.
real time.
And,
Yeah.
and I was going to say, I imagine that you've probably seen that technology. I'm where my mind was going is how would that work with football versus baseball versus basketball, and how like which baseball is fairly slow, right? So I mean
Yeah.
the different I don't know information, the way that it would work with baseball probably couldn't work the same way with football, which obviously basketball is pretty fast. So people chasing their phone around might be a little wonky, but sounds
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sounds like it's a pretty interesting emerging thing that we were saying you go to Vegas. Is it just you have no idea what's coming out next type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you layer the whole emergence of betting, right? Within
Yes.
real-time events, right? And you're not
Mhm.
just betting on the outcomes, you're betting on who's going
Right.
to make the next catch and who's going to be the first team to get
Yep.
a first down and all these things that are going on. So those nuances, again, I've had some education behind simulation and virtual reality, and gamifying activities is a surefire way to get people engaged. No matter how boring you think it is, once you start to put scoring, once you start to
Oh
put
yeah.
people being able to kind of play a little game at your seat, you start to get a lot of engagement and a lot of opportunity to
Yeah.
even educate people on the game, right? There may be I know there are a lot of football fans, but even educating people on the rules of a game and getting them a
Sure.
deeper understanding of some of the strategies behind the game, that's ways that you can draw a lot of fans into a little bit of a deeper experience behind the game.
Yeah. Is there any interesting AI related solutions coming out or that you've seen for like just a typical concert or something like that where I don't even know what that would be. I'm just curious if you've seen anything for that.
The only ones I can think of more have to do with the back office, right? Is when you
Okay.
start gathering data on fans attending, fan activity, you can
Yeah.
kind of use AI to predict simple things like, how long will it take people to clear out? What are better ways to
Mm.
evaluate routes throughout the facility? So, you
Yeah.
start thinking about real-time geofencing. If somebody wants to get to the best location that has a slower wait line, right? You're talking
Mhm.
about gathering data on looking at wait times and then being
Yeah.
able to navigate them and almost Google Maps to the right location or the
Mhm.
nearest bathroom or something like that. There's a lot of opportunity on the back end to make the experience a little more efficient when you start adding those types of
Yeah.
things to the experience of attending some of the concerts and things like that.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about, that your role is kind of high profile from a IT leader perspective. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious, and you could go as deep as you'd like. What is kind of next for you? Because you're managing a stadium. It's a sexy type of position. Is your goal to kind of be with that organization for years? Is this a stepping stone to something else for you? Is it no real plan yet?
Uh,
You're because I know you've been there.
no
I'm sorry,
plan.
I was going to say you've been there for about
Yeah.
a little over a year, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No
Yeah.
plan yet. I think the when I came here to the Bucks, I wanted to make my mark here.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to be here at a point where the Bucks are now has been pretty exciting because, I really am getting an opportunity to build out the team that needs to be here to make the Bucks what they should be. It's given me the opportunity to we're coming on the cusp of an opportunity to really reimagine the stadium a little bit.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
There's some things in the works as far as moving to that next stage, and just like all the other ones, that eventually you get around the corner to either revitalizing, rebuilding, or whatever the choice may be for Raymond James. And being able to reimagine that is a pretty exciting opportunity,
Yeah.
just to be
Yeah.
a
Well,
part of a group that's doing
sure.
something new for the Tampa Bay area and the Buccaneers.
Mhm.
Really exciting. So right now, I'm loving the opportunity. I love being a part of the NFL. It's
Yeah.
been a very unique and fun experience, particularly with the people. Is a great thing that not only do I get to interact with a lot of the great Bucks employees and the owners, but I also get the opportunity to interact with other club CIOs as well. So it's a great opportunity for the other 31 clubs to be able to get to know
Mhm.
them, get to know their staff, and you'd be surprised at just how much camaraderie there is behind. Even though our teams compete,
Right.
we are very, it's a very interactive group. We share a lot of information and challenges that we have in
Sure.
doing
Right.
this work. So it's been great.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that because as we met at one of our events, that's where I think we've had a lot of success. Is that you know IT leadership roles can kind of be a little island, if you will, and
Yeah,
a lot of times they don't have peer-to-peer networking groups they can go to. They're just Google searching stuff, and even if you're managing your stuff, that's way different than a manufacturing IT leader is going to have versus a healthcare. So I'm glad to
yeah,
hear that you guys get together. Because again, I feel like there's a big value there.
yeah.
Now, do you get to travel at all, or is it really you're just kind of managing the stuff there?
I do get the opportunity, try to take the opportunity to go to other stadiums. So
Yeah.
I get the opportunity to, when we have away games sometime, particularly when there are stadiums who are doing some new things, I'll reach out, say, hey, I'm gonna be in town. Would love
Yeah.
to kind of sit and chat, maybe take a tour of your facility. And like I said, every CIO has just been
Sure.
very, very warm and receiving. And the same for us. We always tell them, if you're ever in town or when your team comes in, if you're coming with them, take the opportunity to come stop by. So definitely getting to see what others are doing in different clubs has been an opportunity for me to travel and to go to those locations. Plus, you have the conferences and other things that are going on that any other CIO does, but definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Love it. Let me see. I mean, we typically end the show on some golf related stuff. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our viewers other than probably go Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Go Buccaneers is pretty much the best thing to say. No, this has been great. This has been really great.
I appreciate it. How, in your opinion, how strong is Tampa Bay going to be this year?
I think they're going to be pretty good. I think we're going to have another year surprising folks. Really, the camaraderie with the team. I mean, just to think about what they accomplished last year with, a brand new quarterback who really stepped in there and did his thing last year, and to have a year and off season to really build the relationships, to build the connections. We'll have a new offensive coordinator this year as well, so I think they'll continue the success. I think we'll be a force to reckon with. I'm excited to see what the team has in store. I definitely am excited to see what they have in store this year.
That's great.
Be on the lookout for the Bucs. We're going to surprise some folks.
All right. This will be recorded, so it'll be online. We can
There you go. There you go.
And as a Cardinals fan, just born and raised in Phoenix, who knows? I have no. It's a coin flip for me, man.
Yeah.
We've had some rough years as Arizona sports fans, but particularly the Cardinals have been tough to watch. So.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, like I said, we kind of finished with something golf related. So I have some interesting stats about who's favored for the Summer Olympics in golf. But do you play golf? Do you like getting out there?
I try to. I have in the past several months. I've been out a couple times. Yeah. Actually got a chance to, it was a few months ago, to go golfing in Vegas. So that was a lot of fun. I have a group that's supposed to have in October another golf trip planned as well. So I'm not great and I don't get out very often, but it is nice to get out there and kind of, hit the links a little bit.
Yeah, nature, typically with your friends. It's, a break from everything. That's what I've really grown to enjoy. And I've gotten into betting a little bit on golf, which is quite challenging.
Yes.
You were talking about, oh my goodness. Football is a whole nother conversation, betting, but all the real-time bets that happen in golf are really, really hard to watch. Like, I'll be watching on a Sunday afternoon, and all of a sudden one player will just be winning. They'll get a triple, and now your bet is gone, and you couldn't cash it. It's challenging. I mean, I'm excited for the NFL season this year to try to do some of that. I guess we'll try a little bit on the real-time betting football, but I've only bet who's the winner and who's not. Are you allowed to do any sports gambling?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they treat us like the football players. It's like, gambling is especially for football, particularly for football. Yeah,
I get that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, listen, really, really good to see you. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Well, hopefully you'll get to see some of our team in a couple of weeks here. And outside of that, to all of our viewers, thank you so much for watching. Charles, once again, thanks. And we'll see you on the next episode.
All right. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
Bye.
All right.